JDev is back at it here to give everyone another Walking Dead Season 11 Part 2 review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, I was able to watch this episode early on the Amazon Prime AMC channel. So if you're not caught up to the point where I am, you're rewatching, you're watching The Walking Dead, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any and all spoilers. And if you're a fan of Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead, which I'm actually caught up on Fear the Walking Dead, I just don't review it, or if you're a fan of anything else that's on JDev TV or want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. I always love talking The Walking Dead, and I will respond to any and all comments. Speaking of comments, don't forget to sound off in the comment section about your thoughts on this episode of The Walking Dead. Any analysis that you have. Is there something that I forgot? Who would be your character of the episode? What would you score the episode? And if you had to choose what your favorite moment is, let me know what that is. Also, I want to do some live streams regarding The Walking Dead. I just don't want to do them alone, so if anybody's interested, hit me up. Most likely, I would like to do them after I watch the episode on the Amazon Prime AMC channel, and then after I do my review, which would probably be around 3:30 a.m. Central Time. I know that's late, possibly even later, maybe earlier, or we just have to wait till Sunday early afternoon. But if you're interested, hit me up on Instagram, JDEV27, so JDev27 without the hyphen, so JDev27, and we can possibly collaborate with that. This will be The Walking Dead Season 11, Part 2, Episode 10. The title of this episode is called New Haunts. This will be my review, reaction, recap if you're just finishing watching the episode. Daryl with RJ and Judith are going through a haunted maze, something you'd see at like a fair at the Commonwealth. And after 30 days at the Commonwealth, Carol is back to making cookies again. Pamela Milton is speaking, and Connie has actually met Pamela Milton before during her reporting days, which she's doing now at the Commonwealth. Ezekiel works at the petting zoo. Apparently, Jerry had saved Shiva's collar from the kingdom, and Ezekiel actually gives this collar to one of Jerry's kids. That's strange. I would have held on to that if I was Ezekiel, because Shiva was very important to him. And Carol asks Ezekiel about his doctor's appointment that he had. And then she goes snooping, and she's going through like some files at what I'm thinking is like their doctor or clinic office. And then she says she was worried about Ezekiel. And she talks to Tommy, who is now doing doctor stuff or medical stuff instead of working at what was he, making cakes or baking cakes before? You know, Humiko's brother. And then Daryl and Rosita are trying to join the Commonwealth Stormtrooper Squad, I'm going to call them. They go through like a training op thing, and Rosita actually takes off a walker's lower leg and actually stabs the walker in the head with the bone part of the leg. That was pretty awesome. And her partner succeed at the training, where Mercer says that Daryl did not. And then Mercer wants Daryl with him. And Princess actually sells Judith and a friend of hers a record. So they're doing things that are, normal these days and not something that's not considered normal. And then Carol with some more snooping. Daryl kills a walker that Sebastian was trying to fend off during a training exercise. And then Mercer says he shouldn't have done that. And then Carol brings Lance Hornsby some wine. So she went outside the Commonwealth, and she wants to try to get Ezekiel ahead of the line for surgery because he's still got his thyroid thing. And then Magna is now a waitress of sorts, and brings Tommy and Humiko some wine. Page 3. Well, technically it's page 2. Page 2 didn't have much on it. Sebastian gives Daryl a hate smile as Rosita points out. Princess says hi to Mercer, and then he asks her to join him at this masquerade ball of sorts thing that they're going to. Pamela Milton says they treasure all holidays to Connie and Kelly. Then Princess sees the kid that was in the train car with her in the bonus episodes and points out that she kicked his ass to Himiko. And then he says it's bullshit during Pamela's speech. His name is Tyler Davis, says that one mistake and he's lost everything at the Commonwealth. And then he stabs the picture of Pamela Milton's father, who apparently worked at the White House. So I'm guessing he was at the president at one point in time, or maybe he was just part of the president's cabinet or staff. But I'm guessing he was probably the president, since Pamela Milton is the head of the Commonwealth. And then he actually kind of takes Pamela Milton's assistant, who we know is the real Stephanie, and he kind of holds her hostage, and then he backs away with her, and then he lets her go and runs off, and he goes into the haunted maze. Daryl is actually on his trail, and he eventually catches up with him, and then this Tyler character has a blade or knife of sorts to his neck, and Daryl actually talks him out of slitting his throat. And then Daryl lets Sebastian take Tyler to Pamela Milton, and Pamela Milton says remove him, and then Tyler, as he's being walked away, says equality for all. Rosita questions Magna about Tyler's involvement, how he got there. How did she know anything about it? Since she's on the wait staff. Ezekiel gives Carol something of Henry's, which is a little sad at points. And then Daryl actually gets his Commonwealth Stormtrooper outfit. And then he actually gets Judith, or gives Judith, a Motorhead album. It's been a while since I've heard Motorhead. Never forget the Triple H theme from WWE. And then the episode ends with Rosita also now having the Commonwealth Stormtrooper gear. She finds a secret room that I'm guessing Tyler was staying at. And there's a bunch of anti-Commonwealth stuff there, and that's how the episode ends. So a very different episode of The Walking Dead, is now everything has changed now that they're at the Commonwealth. I'm a little upset in this episode that there was no Maggie or no Negan. That's a little disappointing, and hopefully they're in the next episode, because I don't want to have these episodes where people aren't in it for 3 or 4 episodes. That would really piss me off. So there was a lot of talk that this episode was going to be really awesome, and I wasn't very intrigued by this episode. I mean, it had its good moments, but I'm going to give the episode an 8.2 out of 10. I felt like there were some things missing, and they hit the reset button, and that's kind of I wasn't used to this at this point. As far as the character of the episode, I'm going to give it to Daryl in this one, because he played a pretty important role in this particular episode, and now he's probably going to end up being Mercer's right-hand man, I think, when it's all said and done. So you've heard what I had to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead, like I mentioned previously, go ahead and make sure you smash that like button. If there's anybody that you know that would be interested in this, or if you want to share it across any of your social media platforms, please do. Don't forget, like I mentioned, to sound off in the comment section about your thoughts on this episode. Did I miss something? I don't think I did. What'd you think of it? Any analysis you want to give, your score, your character of the episode, favorite moment? I don't really have a favorite moment. I guess the whole haunted maze at the beginning was kind of cool. And then last, but certainly not least, always try to grow the channel. Of course, I need your help to do so. So don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, share a day of support to be a part of something special, and JDev will return.